Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video, Amy and I travelled over to Portugal to go and see Francisco and to have a look at his dressage yard and see how he operates over there. Whereas today, in this video, I'm actually on my way to go get Francisco from the airport right now because he's coming over to the UK to do a dressage clinic. And so I thought, well, I'd vlog the whole weekend and you guys can see what we get up to. So I've just picked up Francisco from the airport. I didn't manage to film him coming out of the gate because there were about 100 people coming out at once. But yeah, Francisco's now here, so we're going to drive back over to my boyfriend's mum's place and start the clinic. So as soon as we got back from the airport, it was time to put poor Francisco to work. In this clip, you can see he's riding my new dressage mare. You guys haven't actually seen that much of her just yet, but I promise I'll be sharing lots of her in the next coming months. So here Francisco is actually demonstrating how you can keep the outside rein but give the inside rein away, even in Canter. I always think it's really important to get Francisco on the horse that I'll be riding throughout the clinic first, so he knows exactly what I'm feeling, what I've been struggling with and how best to help me. So after a full morning of teaching, we decided at the end of the day that it would be a really nice idea to pull Olive in from the field and start her breaking in process. For any of you that are new subscribers, Olive is my homebred filly. I bred her out of my heart horse mare. So as you can imagine, this is a very, very special time for me, starting this breaking in process with her. And I can't think of anyone better to start it with than Francisco. So we're currently on day 2 of the clinic. Yesterday was a great success. Everyone had really, really good lessons. Francisco rode Edie, which was like amazing to watch. And we also started the backing process with Olive by putting a saddle on her back and lunging her, and she just didn't bat an eyelid. She was such a good girl. So we've got another full day of lessons today, and then we are off into York for some wine tasting. So yeah, I'll carry on vlogging the day. So the first lesson of the day was actually with my boyfriend's mum. So here you can see her riding her horse, Africa. He has recently stepped up to PSG, but is now getting ready to start the into one moves. She's done such a fantastic job with this horse. Can you believe that 5 years ago he came in from a field, no one wanted to ride him because he would just stand and nap and buck, and now he's getting ready to go and do his first into one. So after Kate had ridden him, it was time for Francisco to hop on and have a try himself. He was really working on getting the haunches in and getting the horse to turn the shoulders, as you can see in this video. It's really important when you get to these higher levels that the pirouettes become as small as possible. So that is what Francisco is working on here, to really get the horse to sit down and turn his shoulders throughout the movement. So I was the next lesson with Edie. We started off by warming her up by asking her to do some leg yielding and then asking her to stretch down after the leg yield. Unfortunately, we didn't get lots of footage from my lesson as there were other people arriving, but Francisco hopped on at the end to really show me how it's done. That was amazing. So when Francisco had finished teaching for the day, we got Olive back out to finish what we started the day before. But you can't believe it, the weather decided to start raining and thunderstorming. However, Olive just was completely unfazed and let us carry on doing what we wanted to do. So when we started this, we hadn't anticipated actually putting any weight on her back so soon. However, she was taking everything so well in her stride and Francisco wasn't here for long, so we decided to take the plunge, trust her and go for it. Good girl. Good Olive. Now please excuse how I'm hanging on like a lump of saggy potatoes, but she was such a good girl. This is the first time she's ever had any weight on her back, and as you can see, she is completely unfazed. So we've brought Francisco into York because he's finally finished teaching and we are going to a wine tasting bar. So we'll take some little videos of that. So we've just finished at the wine tasting. I actually ended up buying a bottle of the wine because it was so nice. But we're now going back to the house to get some well-deserved rest. before the clinic restarts again tomorrow. So yeah, keep watching. So day 3 of the clinic started with a little bit of a heavy head, but I was first up. So we started off by doing some really nice stretching work and getting Edie moving through her body. We then started on the exercise that we were going to be working on for the day. So I've really struggled with Edie to get her moving off my leg when I asked for a leg yield or a half pass. So the exercise that Francisco gave us was to start leg yielding canter from K to the centre line and go straight, and then come all the way round and do it again, but this time go all the way across the diagonal in a canter leg yield. We then both had a bit of a breather and a stretch before having to repeat the exercise the exact same on the other rein. Now, this is still very much a learning process for both myself and Edie, so it's very much not a polished, finished product. However, I'm really pleased that we're giving it a go and we're trying our best. What was good though is I could tell each time we came round and practiced it, it was getting easier, so that is really, really positive. We then had a bit of a trot round before Francisco said, let's try something fun. I then came round and did a line of 2 time changes, which is something that I've also struggled with, but look how easy it looks. And also bonus points if you can count how many we did down this long side. Let me know in the comments. So by the time Francisco had finished teaching, you guessed it, we got Olive back out to do one more practice session with her before he had to fly home. So once we'd given her a good lunge, I leant over again, this time a little bit more than I had the day before. But again, she just took it all in her stride. I think my smile says it all, as you can see. We then took her onto the soft surface, and again, just super well behaved. I honestly cannot sing this little mare's praises enough. She's such a good girl. So we've just driven back from my boyfriend's mum's house where we've been having the clinic, and we've just got to mine. So it's a little bit closer to the airport. So we've got a really super early start with poor Francisco tomorrow morning to get him back to Portugal. But we've had a fantastic clinic full of really great lessons. We've started backing Olive. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Loved it.
You loved it. Brilliant. Well, that's all we needed to know. But we've got some dates locked down for in 6 weeks' time for Francisco to come back. So if you want a lesson, comment. And yeah, as always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.